Ring, ring. Oh, look, it's the government calling me. It must be important. Yep. The government just blew me up for criminal wrongthink. That's probably the future that a lot of people are facing that I specifically wanted to talk about with the latest bombshell developments of what looks like sixth generational warfare now expanding and unfolding in Lebanon. This as some people are cheering and celebrating this latest news, as I have some serious connections to make here, as well as some concerns, as we are now finally getting a little bit of insight and finding out exactly what happened here in what looks like an absolute introduction to the latest kinetic technological advanced warfare that is absolutely creepy and terrifying, as it looks like we just reached a very grim milestone in Ukraine, as currently the world is on a trajectory of a new global conflict that hopefully could be avoided. Is what happened in Lebanon a major step towards it? Well, time will tell, as of course here domestically inside of the United States, it's fair to say that there's a larger information war right now, as one political party believes in free speech and the First Amendment, and the other opposing one wants to absolutely eviscerate and destroy it. And this is important in context to what we're talking about here, since, of course, for many years now, I facetiously made the joke that the government would target you, go after you with advanced technological developments in figuring out pre-crime of individuals who are thinking the wrong thoughts that the government doesn't want you to think about. As, of course, a lot of people laughed this off, but now with the latest developments of what happened in Lebanon, I think now those prospects are a little bit more closer to reality. This as yesterday, we played a clip on this broadcast about Hillary Clinton talking about throwing people in jail for, quote, sharing misinformation, something that already is happening in the United Kingdom. Kamala Harris openly talked about the same thing, as a New York Democrat is also calling for re-education camps for her political opponent.
That is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
Yeah, people being able to speak to each other without any kind of government intervention. How dare they not have the permission and the proper licenses to discuss political thoughts and ideas that we only want them to discuss in a way that we deem acceptable? How dare the rabble amongst themselves? That is not allowed. As the governor of California just signed into law Bill AB 2655 that will force social media companies to go after election-related memes that were created with artificial intelligence. Elon Musk had his own particular take on this, retweeting a fake AI parody video of a Kamala Harris campaign saying, quote, "The governor of California just made this parody video illegal in violation of the Constitution of the United States. Quote, it would be a shame if it went viral."
I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist.
Yeah, pretty much, as of course the control of information is usually done by a lot of autocratic, evil, insecure individuals that want to hold on to power and understand that people being able to find out the truth through speaking to each other is a threat to your dominance over everyone, which is perfectly highlighted by a lot of the stories that independent media broke throughout the last few years, specifically the Epstein story saga that there still is an ongoing cover-up of. Now, why do I bring this up with the story of another foreign government directly connected to the United States using advanced technology and sabotage in order to take out the lives of their own enemies? Well, that's a mystery, I guess, but I thought it was important to preface when it comes to the latest developments of what happened in Lebanon, where Hezbollah walkie-talkies exploded, as officially now the reports are that 9 people have lost their lives. Hundreds of others have been injured, as it looks like there now is a second wave of carnage and sabotage attacks happening inside of Lebanon. This as an Israeli operation detonated hundreds of pagers that were used by Hezbollah, as there are now a lot of viral videos. Some of them are not family friendly, so we are not going to be showing you them here on this particular broadcast. But the scale of what happened here is absolutely severe, as some estimates report that 3,000 people have been injured. Other reports are coming in that also other civilians and children were affected here, as the official reports are coming in that these new devices were purchased by Hezbollah about 5 months ago. This, as in the making of this video, we are also getting reports of solar energy systems also being blown up right now. This, as there's now new videos of smoke rising from the skyline from different locations simultaneously all throughout Lebanon. This marking one of the biggest security breaches in Hezbollah's history and one of the largest major attacks on the terrorist organization in recent history. This, as Beirut hospitals were reporting that they were at full capacity yesterday after what looks like clearly a clandestine attack here. This, as in the making of this video, there's more reports of now smartphones, intercoms, other battery radios also exploding in the making of this video, reports that haven't been collaborated. As a lot of people are kind of asking the question here, what's really going on and how deep does this sabotage operation go? As a lot of people are reporting that these attacks are throwing Hezbollah into total disarray, as some people are heavily criticizing this particular attack, as other people are praising it. As, of course, Jeremy Boring of the Daily Wire said, quote, the attack on Hezbollah was amongst, quote, the most masterful and inventive in the history of armed conflict. It was also one of the most highly targeted in modern warfare. Truly, quote, remarkable. Other individuals like Michael Rappaport are taking to social media to send videos like this.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
And of course, Ben Shapiro is now praising this attack as well, saying, quote, Hezbollah has been forced to rename itself Hez-O after losing all of its, quote, balls. This has, no matter what you think of this kind of larger incident, to me, celebrating larger death and destruction usually comes with a very kind of dark, heavy, low vibrational energy that I just don't wish to participate in, as of course the internet community is now divided, like it always has been, particularly around this specific issue. As personally, I think it's also important to note that there probably was some unintended victims of this larger attack. As of course, if you send out hundreds of devices and you don't know where they're going to be exploding, there's going to be some, of course, civilians and children and other innocent bystanders affected here. Was this the most targeted attack ever? I don't know. As of course, there's videos of people in repair shops also being affected by these explosives. As in my opinion, there are a lot of bigger implications to think about here, and not just to have an emotional, visceral reaction to all of this. As of course, the government being able to do this is a major step towards some very serious consequences that I think all of us should be worried about, especially after the second wave of these particular attacks that are going after other devices. Now, what are the capabilities? How did they do this? How did they pull this off? I think is a very kind of serious question that we're going to try to answer in just a little bit. As in my opinion, this is terrifying, as the government could use this in many different ways in the future to eliminate not just real criminals, but people who they believe are criminals as well. Thought criminals, individuals who are political enemies, individuals who, of course, aren't convenient to the very powerful institutions that now wield this latest form of weaponry that could be embedded in your phone. And then when it is in your phone, could be used and utilized against you at any point in time in your life. Oh, you're on the toilet about to post that spicy meme? The hell you're not, according to DARPA and the new artificial intelligence system that, of course, has deemed your meme too inappropriate for the general public. And then, second explosion after your lovely seed oil-filled Taco Bell meal. This has already. There's videos from China of poorly made phones with bad processors exploding. As, of course, a lot of the batteries in here are, let's just be honest, very powerful. As that is the likely possibility of what unfolded here, while others have a different explanation to the larger sabotage of all of this, highlighting the larger possibility that this could have been old tech that now has been utilized with modern standards, as everyone now is trying to figure out what in the world happened here, as a Taiwanese pager maker that was involved here is denying responsibility for its pagers that were used in these sabotage attacks. with the founder stating that they were manufactured by a European company inside of Hungary, as the company in Hungary is also denying this, as the ongoing theory of what happened here is that the pagers were intercepted and then specific spyware was put on them in order to track and database all the movements and locations of this terrorist organization, while also putting allegedly a small amount of explosives inside of it and then packaging up and sending it to its intended buyers. Now, that is kind of old tech that's been out there for a while, but if you look at the latest allegations, and if they are true, with now solar panels, cars, motorcycles, walkie-talkies, and other phones kind of blowing up here, it does highlight the larger possibility that these could be, of course, not just retrofitted, but used in a way where a lot of the exploits internally inside of it could be used to trigger the batteries in here that are extremely reactive, are extremely dangerous if not handled properly, and hypothetically speaking, the potential to, of course, attack you with your own cell phone, I think is more likely than not. Now, I am not a tech genius or expert in this particular field, but it's fair to say with so much kinetic energy stored up in these devices, the possibilities are probably endless. As let's be honest here, our government probably has those types of capabilities, and now with almost everything in our house being connected to the grid, with smart grids and refrigerators that are connected to Wi-Fi, as well as microwaves, as well as light bulbs, I think it's fair to say the possibilities of not only a surveillance state, but a sabotage state that could endanger people's lives is absolutely real. And if there is some kind of domestic conflict within the United States, or even international one, let's just be honest here, as we have found out within the last few years, a lot of our data, a lot of our information, a lot of our devices that we rely on have sabotaged us and revealed our personal private information that hackers could now very easily get on the dark web. As of course, there are some unintended consequences to literally setting up your fridge to be on Wi-Fi. Why are we doing this? I don't know. There's a lot of vulnerabilities that not only the U.S. government could take advantage of, but other third parties could as well, and other foreign countries could, specifically if there is some larger battle or conflict unfolding, as these scenes of chaos could soon involve a lot of other people with unintended consequences. This is why I think this situation is worth talking about, as of course Russia is now warning of a larger regional conflict after this latest sabotage attack on Hezbollah. Russia, that of course is already involved in many proxy wars with the United States, as the United States just deployed soldiers and rocket systems to the Alaskan islands, as there have been some significant Russian military activity in that particular region. As again, now it is an estimated 1 million people that have lost their lives, predominantly young Slavic men, in Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine. And ever since Russia invaded Ukraine, a lot of the deaths have been expanded and exacerbated through, of course, technological advancements that have been absolutely wreaking havoc on soldiers from both sides. And when you look at the drones, when you look at the latest advanced kind of missile systems that are going to be soon reaching far deep into Russia, we are dealing with larger escalations and larger dangers that I don't think the world is prepared for. As of course, there's also the possibility of other countries being involved here, like Belarus, as there are some rumors that Ukraine might even invade their territory and their country, like they recently did to Russia, as the Wall Street Journal just wrote a very interesting opinion piece about how the United States shrugs as World War III approaches, with a byline that reads, "A devastating report on global threats and American weaknesses is met with indifference." Yeah, it's fair to say that American Western elites don't really care about America or its interest or its larger geopolitical aspirations here, as a lot of its policies have been detrimental in my personal opinion. And if you really do care about America, you care about its interest, you care about its people, you care about its future, you care about its children, you would be doing a lot of the things that you're doing now absolutely completely different. And if you agree with me, share this video with your friends and family members. What do you think of this latest attack in Lebanon? Is it a brilliant targeted attack? Press number 1 in the chat room if you think that is true. Press number 2 if you think that this is a very dangerous, reckless escalation that wasn't really any of those previous things that I mentioned. So let me know. Where do you stand on this particular debate? Press 1 if you agree with it. Press number 2 if you disagree with it. As some people are making the argument saying, hey, this is a lot better than just dropping missiles and bombs like Hezbollah is doing to, of course, that country that just sabotaged their pagers. Who do you think is in the right here? Let's start that conversation down in the comment section below. If you appreciated this independent media report, sign up to lookunfiltered.com. If you haven't done that yet, what are you doing? We just released 3 special videos just for members alone on lookunfiltered.com. Those videos available to you just as a member of lookunfiltered.com, where you also get 3 masterclasses, a forum, a members-only t-shirt store, a crap list of items to avoid at the supermarket, seed oil cards to use at your favorite restaurant, and the ability to call into our live show as tonight we're going to have Phoenix Ammunition on 6 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday around 4 p.m. Eastern, we are going to have Jimmy Levy on this show with you guys participating in it. As, of course, you guys get to talk to the hundreds of thousands of people we reach just by being able to sign up to lookunfiltered.com and be able to call in. We're also giving out free tickets towards an event in Miami here. Find out more information about that specifically just by going to lookunfiltered.com, signing up right now. We need your support more than ever. And if you've thought about signing up before, this is the time to do it. This is the time to vote with your clicks, vote with your dollars. You have a chance to support Disney, Netflix, or you have a chance to support independent media. Support us right now. We need it more than ever, and we greatly appreciate you guys signing up right now on lookunfiltered.com. Click the link down in the description below, and I will see you there with a special report right after this one. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.